New tonight, a group of healthcare workers in St. George say they were exposed to radiation for months after a lead wall that was supposed to protect their clinic from a neighboring CT lab was never installed.
Now they're suing for multiple counts of negligence. Liv Kelleher spoke with the attorney about how this exposure has impacted their lives. Liv.
That's right, Heidi. Well, according to the 3 miners allege that they were exposed to unsafe levels of radiation for about 8 months. Their attorney says that there could be multiple points of failure here. Court documents show Intermountain Health retrofitted a medical office into a CT imaging center.
Those CT scanners emit ionizing radiation around to the surrounding areas, and obviously that could be a bad thing for people's health, and so what they do is they develop a shielding plan.
Court records state the hospital hired a medical consultant to draw up those plans, then a contractor to execute them. When the work was finished, the consultant came back to test it, and the lab passed inspection. But soon after, staff in the clinic next door say they began getting sick. Their symptoms included headaches, dizziness, and fatigue.
They sent somebody with a Geiger counter, one of those, and the Geiger counter went off in the clinic adjacent to the lab.
State regulators confirmed unsafe levels of radiation. And when workers cut into the wall, they discovered no lead shielding had been installed.
We don't really know yet why the construction company or the drywall company did not put lead lining in the walls, but it wasn't there. And then even more perplexing is how did this post-construction scatter survey come back with a passing grade?
The lawsuit now seeks damages, including for one worker who has since been diagnosed with leukemia. Langston says the suit is also about accountability, making sure safety checks actually work in order to protect workers, patients, and the public. Now, that construction company hired to install that lead shielding wall has worked with Intermountain Health in the past. I reached out to that construction company as well as the drywall subcontractor and that medical consulting company who drew up those plans and did that initial testing, but none responded before going to air. Intermountain Health, who is not a defendant in this case, did share a statement saying that caregiver and patient safety is their top priority, but they cannot comment on ongoing litigation. Reporting live in St. George, Liv Kelleher, KUTV 2 News.